guys, it's Rose. Welcome back to Journeys in Time, and welcome if you're new. It is a very dull and miserable day here in Ireland today, but that is okay because I am here in my happy place crafting with you guys. Okay, so what are we doing today? I am working with two of the pattern pages from the Fall Friends kits, and this comes in one part of the kit, and this is actually a freebie on my Ko-fi page. If you haven't seen it already, hop over there and get that for yourself. There are 5 pages that will be linked below. So we are making some faux envelope tuck, multi-tuck, letterfold, secret journaling spaces. I'm absolutely loving my multifunctional pieces at the moment, aren't I, guys? Anyway, so let me see if I have an example that I can show you. Okay, so here is a prototype that I made. So it looks like an envelope. Flip it up. It's got a pocket back here. It's got a tuck in here, a tuck in here, and it tucks behind here. Okay, so, and as you can see, this one hasn't been glued or anything, but I will go through all of that. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tucks or pockets. Okay. And this construction will be very familiar to you. It is very similar to another type of pocket that has been around for quite a while, but I just played with that pocket and I came up with this fold here. Okay, so what you need to do is take your sheet of paper and get it to square. Now you can make these with 6x6s, and I have made a teeny tiny one. They come out really small with the 6x6, and depending on how you fold them, they can come out square or envelope shaped, rectangular. But I will explain that as we're going through as well. I'm going to make these two the same, but I will tell you as we're going what kind of difference you need in the folds. Okay, so we're going to take our sheet of paper, we're going to turn it over, and we are going to fold up. Now when we are folding this, we are not folding all the way to the edge. You can, but in order to get this effect here where you can see that there's a tuck there, that is why I'm doing it this way. Okay, so we're going to fold it so that there's just a little bit of a difference there. Okay, I'm going to crease that line. Now I'm just going to go corner to corner here on this long edge. Now I'm not creasing this. I just want to pinch it right there just to get my center point, okay? Turn it so that the point is facing you. Open it up, and with the piece that is larger, we're going to fold that point right down to that center. Now this is where you're basically choosing what shape you want your envelope, your finished envelope, to be. By folding it all the way to the end here, we're getting a rectangular shape. If we were to fold to around here or anywhere, you will get a more square, and further up you get an oblong. So it depends on what shape you want. This is my preferred shape for these, so I'm doing it this way. So we're going to fold that back up. Now, with this flap, what we need is a little gap between the top here and this fold. We're going to fold this down, but we need a little bit of a gap. So I'm going to use my ruler, I think. So I'm just going to lay that down, crease it up. You can use your scoreboard for that as well. And there we have a nice fold down. Flip that back up. We're going to take our side piece here. Now, where this is folded on this crease here for the flap, we are going to come in a tiny bit from that edge. So here's my crease, and I'm going to bring it in a tiny bit and fold this over. Now when you're folding this, you want to make sure that you're getting it straight along this edge here. Okay, might have taken that a little bit too far, but that'll be okay. Yeah. And we're going to do the same on the other side. We want it to be roughly the same as this, so I'm going to bring it in the same way. Just going to get that folded a little bit there. Bring it across and make sure it's straight down here. Okay, so that's what we have at the moment. As you can see, very, very simple fold. And we can tuck this inside here. And we have all of our pockets. And that is pretty much the basic construction. Now, to finish this piece off, I'm going to take my scissors and along those creases, so when we fold this down, see if I can show you this. When we fold down our flap, we have this little triangular piece here and on the other side. We're going to snip those off. Now you can snip them straight or you can snip them at an angle. I like doing them at an angle. I think it makes it look a little bit more finished. So I'm just going slightly below the crease line and slanting it up to meet that crease line at the corner. Okay. We have that part done, and then we're going to do the same with this little piece up here. We're going to take it from the corner and slant it very slightly, and it gives us a nice finished look on our envelope piece. Isn't that pretty? Now the very last thing I want to do here is I'm going to round the tip of this. I'm going to leave a very small round on it. Actually no, we'll do the next one up. We'll do the medium round. There we go. So we have an envelope. Isn't that adorable? I just love these. I think they look amazing. They look just like an envelope, and then voila, big surprise when you open it up. Love it. Okay, so here we have a choice. We can go ahead and glue under here and close this whole thing up and just leave it as a tuck piece on its own. Okay, so we would then have that pocket back here, which looks like a regular envelope pocket. We would have another pocket behind here with this glued up, and then we would have our two tucks as well. But if you leave it open, you can still use all of these pockets here. The only one you can't really use is that one where it's not glued. Okay, you can still use those tucks, you can still use that pocket back there, but you also have the added bonus of being able to still open it up and use it as a journaling space. So I like that idea, and I'm going to leave mine open, I think. And you can decorate this panel if you want to, so that when it opens up it looks amazing. Decorate the inside of your flap. Now the one thing I do want to do here is ink those bits that I cut. Okay, so let's make another one, and we'll get on with some decorating. So I'll run through this again very quickly for you guys. So we're going to take our point to point and we're going to bring it back just a tiny bit, crease it, and recrease it if you're like me and you can't seem to fold a straight line. Okay, that's good, I think. Swivel it so that the point is facing towards you. Open it up. Get your center point. Get your center point before opening it up. There we go. Bring the point right down to that center. Crease it. Fold it up. And then fold this one so that there's a little gap between the top and your crease. Just like so. Okay, now the reason we don't fold this all the way down is so that when we open the envelope, anything that's in here can peek slightly above here so that you can grab it to pull it out. Okay, that's the only reason. You could fold it all the way down if you wanted to. So flip that back up. We're going to take our corners here and we're going to fold them in slightly from where that other crease line starts. making sure that we have it straight along our bottom edge here. Pull that into place. And we want to make sure that it is done the same at either side. So we want it around there. Make sure it is straight. Nope, we need to go again on that one. Yeah, that's about right. And we have our fold done. Take your scissors. And we'll snip off these corners. Et voila! We have a wonderful envelope piece. Let's get our little corner rounded on the flap. Get up a little. Et voila! How simple is that? I love these. I love them. Let's get that inked as well. And this edge as well. Now, if you are leaving it as an envelope, you might want to decorate your little pieces that are showing through. You might want to decorate the inside of your flap, etc., etc. Because I am leaving mine as journaling spaces, I'm going to leave them. You could always print something like this on the back as well. You could very easily write on this. You could very easily write on this one too. So yeah, double-sided printing can be helpful here as well. Okay, now to the decoration. You can of course use these as a piece that goes into a pocket. You could glue it down so that it just stays on the page as a pocket or as an open out spot. You could glue it on the three sides so that you have a pocket behind as well. And all that to say that depending on whether you're gluing it down or leaving it as a floating piece, you may or may not want to decorate this panel, the back. Okay, I will probably glue mine down, I think. Not 100% sure, but I will probably glue it down. If I decide to leave them as floating pockets, I can come back and decorate that. So I'm just going to concentrate on these parts. Now, when we're decorating here as well, we need to be aware that we need to be able to get in here. We need to be able to get in here and into all these other little tuck spots, okay? Now, like I said, I am leaving mine blank on the inside, but I may do something up here. Even just a corner stamp up here might be lovely. I have little corner die cuts. That might look sweet. Something like that. Oh, and just to say as well, see the insides of these? I inked both of these in the same way. But on this one I used Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, and on this one I used Distress Ink Vintage Photo. I just wanted to see how much of a difference there is. And the Distress Inks are a lot more subtle. The Distress Oxides are great for giving quick coverage. So just a little consideration for you guys. I actually love both effects, to be honest. They both have their merits. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking that something like that there on both of them. Now I only have one of those handy there. I do have more of them. But what I do have as well is some corner stamps. Let me see. It might actually be easier to dig out the die cuts simply because I haven't sorted out my stamps yet. Now before I go and put those on, I do want to have a look and see if it would be possible to get a closure on this. I'm not 100% sure that it's even going to be possible. Let's have a look. So put those aside for a second. Now we could put something here to just clip it closed. That might work. We could actually put a policy closure on it and wrap it around if we're not gluing it down. Because I am gluing it down, we could put a button there. And I've used buttons throughout the journal as well. But a button would be very hard to use it as a journaling spot afterwards. So we might not do that. Anything that we put on there would need to be small enough to not come over that edge. Let me see. I have some 1-inch circles here. They would work. This one isn't as central as this one, so I don't want to put a wax seal on there because of the bulk. That could work as well. It does come over that edge a little bit, but I'm not sure that that matters, to be honest. Or we could just cut a little slot here, but I think that would be too close to the edge. I wonder, could we use a label? No, because that comes over too far here as well. We need to be able to use something that we can glue that isn't going to need gluing all the ways past this edge. So yeah, I think the circles might be the best way to go with it. I do have these little hearts as well. That could work. I mean, it would only need to be a little tiny closure because this is paper. Yeah, I think I might use the hearts just for something different. And I have used these little hearts elsewhere in the journal as well, so that's all good. Let me see. Now I do have a couple of these in different colours, so I don't know that I have all the nice autumn colours here, but I do have some paint chips that I could cut them from. And we'll get them glued down. Now we need to be very careful here that we're only gluing enough that it will stay in place and not so far up that it's going to stop our envelope flap going beneath it. So I am going to have a look here. So you see what I did there? I placed it where it needed to be and lifted the two together so that I would know where to glue. So I'm going to get my glue, put that on there, and lay two of them back down at the same time. We're going to do the same on the other side, on the other envelope. So we have closures, which I did not actually think was going to be possible. But we have done it. Awesome. Those out from under there so they don't get glued into place. Now, do we want any other decorations? Bearing in mind that these are going to be openable to be written on. Now, if you're not opening them to write on them, have at it. Decorate the flap, decorate the inside of the flap, decorate these little panels here. Do whatever you fancy on them, but because I am leaving mine to be opened as journaling spots, I have to be quite careful about what I do. Now, I kind of have decided that I am going to put those there, just as a little something something. Could put them there as well. Would that be sweet? Oh, that would be sweet. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? See how it would work when it's tucked in. Oh, but that would be sweet, wouldn't it? Oh, I like that. I'm going to have to put those on that side. So what then am I going to put on the inside? Oh, I love that though. I love how that looks going into the little heart. So pretty. Yeah. Isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, so for this one, I am going to take this strip, this came with the kit. I'm going to put this across the top here. I'm going to have this down here. I'm going to get that done. That's as far as I've gotten so far. But we'll get this done and we'll see where we're at. Okay. Okay, so this is what I've done with this one. I went ahead and decorated the whole thing. I just got into the zone. So I've put our little piece here going down into the heart. I think that looks awesome. Put a piece from the kit across here, and this is another piece that comes in the kit with a tiny piece of ruffled paper. It's brown paper just ruffled and sewn across the centre, and I just had a tiny piece of it floating around on my desk and I thought it looked great behind there. 2 labels down here. Now when we open this, I've put a decoration piece in here. I love how that looks. This is one of my favourite pieces from the kit, I think. One of my favourite kind of fussy cut pieces. So I've put that up there to decorate the flap. And when we open this, I decided to put another panel of paper in here. And as I was putting it down, obviously it can be another writing space, and these can be writing spaces. But I also realised that if I had left that open on 3 sides, I could actually have made another pocket there. And I could put another panel and make another pocket down here, and another panel again and make another pocket down here. So there'd be 1, 2, 3 more pockets in there, you know. So you could do that if it is one that you are not going to open out as a journaling space. You could do that. So I just had a card in there just checking it out. So yeah, you could have extra pockets, and you could actually put even little tuck spots in here. They might interfere with this pocket back here though, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, lots of options with this, just kind of thinking about it and how it all works. Loving it. So this is what I've come up with. We have our journaling spot here, hold it down. This could actually be another journaling spot that could be decorated as well, and we have a huge writing space here. I love it. How awesomely useful, versatile, and just pretty and cute they are. I love it. Okay, so that's that one. Now I haven't finished the other one yet. I have just put down my paper on the inside here. So we have that panel, and I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. I really don't want to close these up as envelopes. I want to have them as the full journaling spots, like so. I will show you something else as soon as I finish this one. I will come back and show you something else that I've done as well. So I'll get on and decorate this, and I'll be right back to you guys. Alright, so we're all decorated up and ready to go. I have used a mulberry paper ruffle on here with sunflower from the kit. I think that was one of the fussy cuts in the kit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a fussy cut. Then we have our little decorative corner piece here with our heart, some more labels over here, our flower, and the butterfly comes from the kit. The flower is a die cut. I die cut it from some wallpaper. And we have our inside panel done, and it flips down, and we have a card inside, like so. So that is it, guys. That is the faux envelope multi-pocket hidden journaling space piece. I will so have to come up with something else for that, because that is a mouthful. Okay, so I used an Edith Holden page to make one of these as well, and I just wanted to show you guys how pretty that came out as well. Okay, so just so that you can get the idea, it doesn't have to be made with the kit or any kit or a digital even. It can be made with book pages, it can be made with scrapbook paper. I would keep it relatively light. This is kind of just below cardstock weight, I would say, and I wouldn't go any heavier than this because it can get quite thick and unwieldy with the folds and things like that. Okay, so I just thought I would come flying back and show you guys that because that is actually really sweet. I love it. Okay, so that is it for me for today, guys. Don't forget to go and check out the Ko-fi page for the freebies. Rachel also has freebies over on her Ko-fi page. So I will link that. Rachel is Rachel from Rachel Bella Crafts. If you're not aware, this is a collaboration kit with Rachel from Rachel Bella Crafts. Both parts of the kit are available in our shops on Etsy. For the month of September, there is a 30% discount on both kits, so make sure you grab them now if you want them. That will also be linked below. Okay, guys, so that is it from me for today. I will talk to you all very, very soon in the next video. Bye.